In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
Well, hello and good morning. Yeah, there's not much going on here. Toledo Bend is looking clear, and I don't know, how is someone not fishing out there? I would be. Again, got to get that place out on Toledo Bend someday. Nothing going on radar. You know this forecast is going to be pretty boring here, but we're going to take you through it. Well, not we, it's just me. My cat's here, so maybe that's we. 71 degrees, 68 in Fahrenheit. Down in New Orleans and Homa, 77 degrees. And man, let me tell you, it looks like we are going to see some very comfortable conditions coming in. So I know it's dry. I know that's not good with all the drought conditions and things. I'm going to show you that update. 65-degree dew point. I stepped outside. It's not great. It's not bad. It's average. You know, this is around where you're kind of at that threshold where if the dew point's much higher, it's going to be really humid. If it's much lower, you're going to love life. And let me show you, you're about to love life if you like low humidity. Here we go. Dew points dropping from the low 60s into the 40s. We have not seen much of that this year. And then this little easterly wave snakes in tomorrow, brings dew points back up to around 60, which isn't bad, but look at this. Right behind that, things do dry out and things are looking great. Hey, Linda, good morning. You're welcome. I got you. It's not going to be too much going on here with winds piping right down the delta here, northeasterly flow coming. You can see this when it enhances down that delta where it's really flat, nothing to obstruct things. Not a lot of trees, really. It's a great area to storm chase if that's your thing. Northeasterly winds coming down there at about 15 to 20 in gusts, and that means we are going to see those drier conditions kind of pushing on into the area. 85, lots of sunshine for today, and the severe outlook. I put it up here because I try, and I'll just dive into this a little bit. I have sponsors that support this page, and the Alexandria Emergency Hospital, great partner with us, and they sponsor our severe weather outlooks and any severe weather coverage. We haven't had any in so long, and I just like to put this out there just every day, just to show everybody their smiling face there. So we have nothing going on here, but again, we knew that was going to happen. Here's the GFS, just a straight run for the next 180 hours, 7.5 days. You live here, most likely somewhere in this area, and there's just nothing coming through. You can see everything kind of in a clockwise fashion circulating around us. That means we have high pressure in control, and that means we are not going to see much going on. Now, there are no areas aside from Jerry out there in the tropics right now, so 65-mile-per-hour winds on Tropical Storm Jerry. Jerry is going to hook out to sea. So no soup for you. No, I'm not going to go there. I am a huge Seinfeld fan. I know I've said that already. So it looks like it is. Actually, I think this is soup for us because, you know, it's not going to hit us, and that's a good thing. No, here it is on satellite. I thought I was going straight to the drought monitor on that. So this thing looks pretty scary for the Leeward Islands. It's actually going to hook up, maybe hit grays like Antigua, Barbuda, that area, which is this little cluster of islands right up here. Could impact them, but this thing's largely going to just go out to sea and not create any issues. Now, the drought monitor, still a moderate drought in place between Alexandria and Lafayette. What I've noticed here is an expansion of the abnormally dry area across most of central Louisiana and that small area of moderate drought right around Natchitoches. So the rainfall outlook, if you're in a drought, you'd like to see rain. And this thing, I almost had to check and make sure it was actually working, but it is. You can see a few little specks of rainfall out along the Florida beaches. But for the next 7 days, you know, drought notwithstanding here, things look lovely. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s, getting back to the low 60s. We creep back into the 90s toward the middle of next week. And so that's why the beginning of this thing from like the 17th to the 20th, I think we're going to be really warm, but then we're going to start to cool off after the 20th. Toward the end of this period, I think we get a good cold front down here. I'm leaning that way. I'm still not sold on it, but I am watching that closely. And of course, with all that said, it looks dry, but again, toward the end of this, like the 23rd to the 25th, which again, I'm going to be in St. Louis. So I knew that around the 24th, 25th, that's when things would get active again. I mean, it's not scientific, but that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be dry until around then. And then we are going to see what we can get in here. But I think things turn more active toward the end of the month, the way it's looking on ensembles and all that good stuff. If you want a good read, I mentioned, you've seen that map going around about the ensemble snow forecast for the European model. I dissected why I did not post that because it is a little off-putting for areas down this far south where it looks like you're going to get snow and it's much more complex than that. So there's more detail on that. All right, y'all, I am going to get out of here. Very easy forecast for today. Not much going on. And that's what it's going to be like for the next 10 days or so. But I will be here to tell you it's going to be lovely. And tomorrow morning, I would say you book some time on your back porch and just sit there and drink some coffee because it looks like it's going to be beautiful with morning lows in the mid 50s. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow.